All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on all the top prop bets that we have today on PrizePicks, talking about college football, NFL, a little bit of NBA, WNBA, and NHL, a little bit of PGA as well. Got a bunch to cover. Let's go ahead and get into it. And so now I do want to call it, there is the Anthony Edwards free square going on right now on PrizePicks. Make sure to be taking advantage of that when we get these good props that are going to be popping up throughout the day on the 9 to 5 cheat sheet. And that brings me to a call out that I want to make, just some updates that I made recently to the 9 to 5 cheat sheet. So first and foremost, I did get NHL added on in there. Okay, so there is that NHL cheat sheet that's in there. I'll pull it up here real quick so you guys can see. Just all the normal stuff that you would want. But I do want to call out that, yes, because the way that PrizePicks and Underdog will get this update as well, but because the way PrizePicks is currently setting their lines where every good bet is becoming a goblin, we typically aren't getting good bets. That's just the way that they have it set up, but that is on there now. And then as well, we do have some good NBA bets as well. Well, we had one good NBA bet with D'Angelo Russell for under 16.5 points. That has since been bumped down to 15.5, but the NBA cheat sheet is up live as well. But getting back into the cheat sheet, I want to call out some updates that were made. So I went ahead and I moved over kind of everything that anyone would want to see on their mobile device on the cheat sheet here for a specific bet. So obviously for this one, we got Ches Reavie over 3.5 birdies or better. That one has a 60% edge, and that's on PGA. So if you are on your mobile device, you could then just zoom in on that section to know exactly what bet there's going to be made instead of having to like scroll over. Okay, that's a little mobile enhancement that I made to this page. Also, if you guys are someone that's maybe looking to make some bets where there isn't a prop line difference between the sportsbook or the PrizePicks line, you're just trying to find those pure EV bets. Now for PGA it's a little bit different, but those pure EV bets where it's not fantasy score, there's no prop line differences at all, I add that in there so you guys can see that there as well. It's just another kind of resource to go about using to make the best bets possible. So I did want to call that out. And just real quickly, guys, while we are here with these PGA bets, we can start here for the PrizePicks bets. And I'll get into the PGA tab here. The reason that these are pulling in as some of the best bets is simply going to be because of the weather. This is typically an event that is very easy to score on. An average of about 4.5 birdies or better per round for each golfer. And so if we go into the PGA tab here for PrizePicks, what we'll see here is a drastic difference between kind of the later tee times and the earlier tee times. I guess some of the other earlier tee times are off. Anyways, basically everyone that had an early tee time was 4.5 birdies or better, and some of these people that have the later tee times are at 3.5 birdies or better. I actually still don't mind it. The weather's calling for 15-mile-per-hour winds, which does make a difference in terms of scoring, but it's not too crazy. So if anything, they should still be able to make some birdies on some of those holes. Overall, their strokes are not going to be as good. They're going to have more bogeys and whatnot. Do I think it's truly like a 60% edge? No, I'd probably say it's closer to like 53 or something like that, to where we would still be favoring the over, but I did want to call that out. Also, let's get into some NFL bets, guys. There are extremely interesting lines now for NFL, and some lines that I don't know. I kind of disagree, and I kind of want to talk about tonight's game. So I did do a video already. If you guys are looking for the NFL DFS coverage, I should call out that I did make a new 9 to 5 YouTube channel. This is going to be for DFS picks. So just go to 9 to 5 Sports at 9 to 5 Sports. Okay, that's going to be the DFS YouTube channel. I already have the core plays listed there. But I also did a deep dive for tonight's Thursday night football game. But I do want to call out some of the bets that we are getting for this game because to me, they're pretty fascinating. And so right away, we're going to notice that we have some of these under fantasy score bets. Jaleel McLaughlin to get under his fantasy score of 5.5. And we also have Mason Tipton to get under his fantasy score. I actually kind of disagree with the Mason Tipton one. Rashid Shaheed is out. Chris Olave is out. Now, yes, the Denver Broncos defense has been elite at stopping receiver production. It is a concern to me that he is going to be their offense. He's going to be the receiver number one. But I did really like the backup-to-backup connection that him and Spencer Rattler had. 5.5 points is really not that much. Someone's going to have to catch passes, and I think it's going to be him. I am betting, I'm kind of game script betting for this Thursday night game, given the lines that we have, because we do see two of the best bets are Jaleel McLaughlin and Mason Tipton. I have placed those two bets for the under. At the same time, this is a short week with some young quarterbacks. Thursday night typically has some random stuff happen. I could see this game being a little bit of shootout. Like, I don't mind Mason Tipton to get over his 5.5 fantasy score is kind of what I'm saying. Some of these other fantasy scores that we're getting as well for this game are certainly interesting to me. Like for me, guys, I don't mind Lucas Kroll to get over his fantasy score. If he's going to continue to get those snaps that he's been getting, I just want to show you guys real quick. Like 60% of the snaps last week. If he gets those again, and that's the bet. That's the tough part about Denver is getting the snaps correct. Sean McVay has been extremely annoying with that, but if he gets 60% of the snaps again, I think he gets that over. Another one, Foster Moreau at 2.5 as well for his fantasy score. They are extremely banged up. I think we're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets in this game, especially given the fact that Denver is difficult to throw the football against, specifically with the receivers. So I think we're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets like we have seen them do. He's been playing about 50% of the snaps, and if he gets those snaps again, I think there's a strong likelihood that he gets that over there as well. So I like that there. Devon Valet, I actually think has a decent chance to get over 7.5 for a fantasy score. There's going to be other bets that we can do. I already mentioned on that kind of deep dive video that I did for the props. I like him to get over 3.5 receptions. That's like a plus 120 bet that you can make. So we have a lot of decent options, I would say, in this game as a whole in terms of where I see there being good value. What I like is that we can just stack a lot of those fantasy scores. So for me, like Foster Moreau, Lucas Kroll, heck, Troy Franklin, if he's going to be playing 65% of the snaps, we could bet his over. Cortland Sutton, Devon Valet, we could bet all those guys for their over fantasy scores, and the payout's not going to be reduced at all. Now, if we place those bets with the quarterback, it will be, which is interesting. We're basically betting on this game being much more high scoring than it's projected to be, 37 points. So I did want to call that out. I don't know. That's kind of what I like going for this game. We'll look at all the other NFL prop bets that we have for this for today right now. Jared Goff for under 1.5 passing touchdowns. That's not bad. When they get to the goal line, they have been tending to rush the football. Trevor Lawrence to throw an INT in London. Maybe that happens. And we just have a lot of decent bets that honestly probably will get bumped in some capacity to, goblins, I would assume. Those are all decent ones. Let's go ahead and jump into MLB. We are getting one good MLB bet there as well. So looking at it, guys, Max to get over his fantasy score. Not a massive edge, but good enough. We have another pitching prop that's like okay. And again, the issue with the pitching props is like yesterday, we had one of the pitchers be one strike away of getting his over fantasy score. He then gets pulled with one out left in the inning and doesn't get his over fantasy score. It's much more tight during the postseason. It's really getting 2 5 innings or not. That's kind of the issue. And then I will just pull up NBA here real quickly for you guys. No massive edges at all. There's not that many lines that are coming in right now. I did mention D'Angelo Russell did get bumped a full point down. That was a decent edge that we had. That edge is no longer here, obviously, so not too much going on there. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and get into the bet of the day. Before we do that, just want to call out the sponsor of today's video, myself, 905sports.com. If you guys want access to any of the cheat sheet tools that you saw in this video, head on over to 905sports.com. Get access to all those tools for just $10 a month. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and get into the bet of the day. This is going to be my fun bet. This is one where I just want some exposure to this Thursday night game in a fun way. I like to run this out now. Again, Mason Tipton for unders 5.5 fantasy score is one of the ones that's popping up as the opposite. And so here's really kind of the best bets that we have right now on PrizePicks. Again, a little bit of a tighter slate, but I'm kind of okay with that. So again, guys, just kind of doing a PrizePicks video for this one. If you guys want access to any underdog bets, obviously that's available on the underdog cheat sheet as well. Just want these videos to be a little bit more concentrated. If these videos get enough love, I can always do a separate underdog video as well. If you guys want a specific traditional sportsbook video each and every day, I can do that as well. Just trying to go back to the bread and butter right now. Everyone loves, well, I shouldn't say everyone loves PrizePicks. Everyone plays PrizePicks, let's put it that way. A little bit annoyed with the goblins and stuff, the reduced payouts that they've been doing. But guys, that's going to be all for this video. Appreciate you guys being here. If you guys want access to any of the tools that you saw in this video, again, head on over to 905sports.com. Get access to those for just $10 a month. Leave a like, comment your favorite bet on the day, and give us a subscribe to the channel. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.